Darin Steen here with exercise of the week. One-legged squats. Some may call it the Bulgarian split squat. It's Friday. I'm done in my transformation station with my clients here in Chicago, but I got to get this out because I promised myself and you that I was going to bring one exercise of the week per week on Friday. So here we go. 3 advantages of this exercise. It's an amazing exercise. Is it's safer on your back. I'm 52. You probably couldn't get me to stop squatting when I was playing football in the 80s because I was taking caffeine, listening to Guns N' Roses, and my fellow football players were squatting 500, 600, 700 pounds. But you know what? I was doing some damage to my body then. So it's safer on the spine. There's now almost zero risk on your lower back with this exercise. Number 2, minimal equipment. You don't need a lot of equipment. In fact, all you need is one dumbbell. And really, maybe not even that. You could use a book bag with 5 or 10 pounds of books. You could grab something in the house, at the office, when you're traveling on vacation. So minimal equipment needed, and it's super effective. It's amazing how when you do one leg at a time, you need less weight, and the nervous system, your brain, and everything fires differently when you do one leg at a time. It's so much safer. People who squat with the bar on their back, with 2 legs on the ground, it's dangerous. For one, their form is off and the bar is too high. If you're going to do it, lighten up the weight. It's called low bar squat. Bring this bar not up here, but lower on your back. And don't squat like this and look up and keep your upper body up like this. A lot of people think to look up at the ceiling is right because if you look down, you get pulled forward. I heard that for years. I seen The Rock get 3 million views last week and his squat form was not good. When you squat, you want to lean forward so that body's you want to butt back, weight on the heels. You want to look about eye level or down a little bit so your head's like this, not like this. So bring that head down so the neck's neutral and up. That bar's lower on the back, weight through the heels. That body's leaning forward just a little bit. It's got a natural lean to it. So this is a nice angle this way. That lower back chest is open, that lower back is nice and safe. That's proper squat technique with 2 legs. A lot of people butcher that. All right, so now let's get into the entry level of the one-legged squat. All right, so here we go. This would be entry level, nice tall posture. Step back with 1 foot, down, breathing in. For balance reasons, grab something that's about hip high and just 2 fingers just for a little bit of balance on it for entry level. Leaning forward, knee stays over the tongue of the shoe. At the top, pull your belly button in and bring that opposite leg up here. That'll give you a nice squeeze in the butt cheek, the gluteus maximus, and the medius and the minimus. No weight in my hand. You'd be surprised of how higher repetitions can be very effective. So this is my unique spin on the one-legged split squat. Give me a nice squeeze right here. It's a great exercise on the quads here, glutes here. Forward tilt. Keep that neck straight by looking straight ahead, not up. So that's for entry level. That's a one-legged split squat. Someone could do 15 to 20 repetitions. Next time, maybe hold a 10-pound dumbbell or maybe a book bag with a couple books in it to get that added tension in that one leg. Want to back up for a second. Another reason why squatting or leg pressing, any leg movement with 2 feet on the floor is really dangerous is because everybody's got a limited range of motion, a discrepancy of range of motion in their right hip to the left hip, the right hamstring to the left hamstring. The femur bone's longer over here, shorter over here, nobody's symmetrical. And when you do 2 legs, 2 feet on the floor on the squat or the leg press, that discrepancy goes to your spine and there's a risk there. I found that out the hard way about 10 years into squatting heavy. That risk is gone when you do 1 leg at a time because it's unilateral. The only thing that dictates the movement is the left hip and the left thigh, and that's it. So that's another reason why it's way safer than the squat. If I squat with 2 feet on the floor, I'll low bar it, and I'll keep the weight really low to medium. Maybe a plate to plate and a half, and that's max. Maybe 225, but no more 4, 5, 6 plates. I don't have anything to prove. An injury now, it can just put you out of commission in your personal life and in your business life. So let's make this a little bit more advanced, okay? Got a 45-pound dumbbell here. I'm going to show you proper technique on the one-legged squat for maybe medium to advanced. I'm going to put a plate on the floor. Got Gonna get the working side leg off the floor 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches. And what that's gonna do is and the reason why I look goofy by pulling the pant legs up is shorts. I just want you to be able to see little things in the movement, okay? So top position here, pull the belly button in, and for a couple seconds at the top, squeeze the glutes at the top. Back leg back, down, breathing in. Now, since I'm performing this with my foot off the floor a little bit on a plate or something that you can find around the house, this left glute's getting worked more because I'm going about 1.5 inches deeper at the bottom as this back knee very lightly touches the floor. Tighten up this opposite side hand. That helps you keep your core nice and tight. I'm leaning forward. I feel the glutes more. I don't want to lean back here. I want to stay at this angle here. I'll do 4 more. I'll call this the end of the set. 4 and 3. On the last 2 repetitions, throw in a little Darin Steen unique move. 3 pulses. 2. Nice and tall, belly button in. Squeezing the glutes at the top in this top position. And 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze the glutes at the top, pull the belly button in. Those 3 little micro reps, I call them, very slow, very subtle, in the contracted range of motion at the bottom of the repetition, just it burns like you've never felt before. That's a little bit of the unique technique that I throw in there with my Weightlifting Essentials video course, and it's what I do with my clients 90% of the time. We're always doing something at the end of the set to go with our slower rep speed, get that little extra in the muscle that it's not used to. So that's the one-legged squat. I love it. And if a medium or advanced person uses 2 fingers on just a little bit of a balance, that's okay, because I would suggest doing that on a couple sets, because that way you can focus more on the muscle of that working leg versus the balance getting thrown off just a little bit, okay? So obviously you want to switch around and do the other one. Right now I just want to show you a little bit of a different option called the Bulgarian split squat. So that's sort of, I haven't seen that move before. I invented that move right there that I just showed you. And where I first found out that one-legged was really very good was the Bulgarian split squat, where you put your foot back behind you and you just work in this front leg. It's elevated on the bench a little bit. Everything's pretty much the same. Lean forward, keep that knee right over the tongue of the shoe so you can pretty much keep that weight right through the heel. This feels a little bit different. The Bulgarian split squat feels a little bit different than the version I just showed you. Sometimes everybody's a little different on how high they can put their foot. It feels a little uncomfortable for some people, but if you put that back foot sort of flat and let the surface of the bench sort of hit the top of your foot versus through the toe, it seems to be a little bit more comfortable in the ankle, sort of like that. I don't know if you can see it, but my foot's just sort of flat on the bench. Same thing, 3, 2, and 1. On the last 2 reps, give me the 3 slow, controlled micro reps, and with the slower rep speed that I demoed here and that I utilize with myself and my clients majority of the time, it helps you stay safer. It's more time under tension. It helps you sync up that mind-muscle connection and feel like you're squeezing water out of a sponge. No matter what body part you're working, I have my clients feel the squeeze as the muscle contracts and shortens. Isometrically squeeze it for a couple seconds and visualize it lengthening out and stretching. Big breath in. So when you go slower repetition speed, you can really get into the mind-muscle connection, and also it helps the neurological connection of the brain to the muscle. So there's a few tips on how to make one of my favorite exercises very effective, the one-legged squat or the Bulgarian split squat, with some unique slow mindset techniques in there. Some people might ask, why do I want to lose belly fat? Why do I need to work legs? Or I want big chest. I want big arms. And you know, no one sees my legs. And I'm not a football player. It's just not that important to me. But what you have to realize is people who just want fat loss, initially they think, I'm either gonna diet it off and just, eat 2 salads a day, eat less calories. Well, they find out that that's gonna go into the yo-yo thing. You can only do that so long. Your hormones fall, it's just like eating like a rabbit. You can't do that, and then you gain more weight back as you lose muscle mass when you diet, and then when you eat the higher calories, then you have less muscle mass and you do the yo-yo thing. Then the other one is do the cardio. Well, I'm gonna run 2 miles a day. If I eat a salad a day and run 2 miles a day, that's perfect. I'm gonna drop the weight. Doesn't work. It's the yo-yo thing. Your hormones fall, you lose your testosterone, you get bitchy, grouchy, and then you yo-yo back. Burning fat off, belly fat, any fat, and keeping it off long term, the most time efficient way is through building the muscle, through tearing it down constructively and effectively, safely, with time efficient weightlifting exercises like I just showed you. So I should have mentioned that in the beginning because the people who wanted fat loss probably clicked off by now, but if you stayed with me this long, you probably already know that. But it's just a reminder. If you want your arms to look bigger, your abs to look better, your chest to look bigger, you gotta focus on that foundation and boost your metabolism, boost your anabolic hormones, and it does all the above that we just said, and it's counterintuitive. You just wouldn't think your legs were that important, and it's important to stay safe and don't hurt yourself. So that's why I put these videos out, to get more results with less exercise and reps and less workout time, so you can not be a competitive bodybuilder and just be overwhelmed with everything you eat and just not have any friends, not any time, but so you can sort of get some of those tips and tricks and techniques that worked for me when I was a competitive bodybuilder. I probably won't compete again, I'm not for sure, but we can use that so that we can be the best us and compete on the stage of life. So there you go. Sorry I rambled on a little bit, but I love you guys. Comment below. Ask me any questions. Let's have a conversation on how to utilize the one-legged squat or the Bulgarian split squat to get closer to our goals. You do have the power to change to make the rest of your life the best of your life. Woo!